This is HTML lesson number 78. How do you add white spaces to your web page without using the no break space? Well, let me show you how to do that. Okay. And now I'm going to give you a clue. And there's your clue. Okay. Let's see. Now, everything I have just placed on this screen right now are things that we have done so many times before. Okay, so this is nothing new here. And the reason why I did that is that you can see that really things haven't changed that much. We're just going to add one more new thing. We've been adding just one more new thing for a lot of lessons now. So you should be quite used to doing stuff like this. You should be quite proficient in this. All right, but now let's start adding some selectors. No. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Now, if you take a look at all of these selectors, everything you see here is stuff that we've done so many times before. Okay, you can see that. We've done all this before. But we're going to add one more thing, one more declaration to white spacing. What are we going to add to white spacing to make sure that we preserve all of our white spaces later on? We're going to add this. It's called white space, and we have this thing called pre. Okay? And when you have pre, whatever you place on your HTML sheet, which is this is your HTML sheet, whatever you place on there, that's what's going to appear on your web page. Whether it be if you're typing this massive, great big line, it won't split up the line anymore. You know, it won't split up your sentence between one line and the next. It won't do that anymore. Okay? So, whatever you put on this HTML page, that's exactly how it's going to look when it displays on your web page. So, be careful using this. Alright? Make sure you know what you're doing before you do it, because otherwise it'll screw up your web page. Okay? Now then, let's go down to the body here. We're going to give this paragraph tag way down here. See that one? We're going to give it the ID of white spacing. And why are we going to give this the ID of white spacing, like right down here? Well, that's because of our selector up here. Okay. So far, so good. Now, we're going to take a cue from our last lesson. Okay? Now then, I'm going to type some more stuff. Bear with me. I will show it to you in just a moment. Okay. Okay, let me show you all this, because we've added a lot here. And I'm actually going to get this book out of the way so we can all see this. Okay. Straighten this up just a bit. We have our opening paragraph tag. The ID is white spacing. We have couch, and we have 4 spaces right here. We have not used the no break space. Okay, and then we have a span tag. Its ID is Bodoni dollar. Why? Because of this dollar sign. We want it to be fancy. There's the closing span tag. We have another opening span tag. This particular ID is low price. There's our price. There's the closing span tag for this one. And there's the closing paragraph tag for that one. Got that so far? Very good. Now then, let me readjust my camera. There you go. Now we need to save our web page. We're going to File, Save As. We're going to save it as white space .html. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the HTML student folder. We're going to go to white space. And there you go. As you can see here, the 4 white spaces are here, and they have been perfectly preserved. Now you say, well, how do we know that for sure? Well, let's go back to our paragraph tag. And instead of having 4 white spaces, we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to have 10 white spaces. Now you see all that space right there? Watch this. Looky there. Our number moved across the screen. There you go. And that's how we know for sure that this worked. All right. Now the next question is going to be this. we have all of these selectors right across here, all of them. They are getting so massive that they're taking up half of our HTML document. What can we do about that? Can we put them in a separate document so that this is a little more readable? The answer is yes. How are we going to do that? I'm going to show you that in my next lesson, so I want you to stay tuned.